What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. So first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I just want to go ahead and say thank you, God, for giving us another day. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Go ahead and turn on post notifications. Hit that like button and be sure to drop a comment down below. Which of the three builds that I'm bringing to y'all today are you going to be making? So, I just want to go ahead and say thank you to everybody who did decide to click on today's video. A very special banger in store for y'all. And today, as you can see by the looks of the title and the screen, I'm going to be bringing y'all the top 3 most rare, broken, speed boosting big man builds on NBA 2K22 next gen. So first coming up, the skilled defensive anchor. I'm going to go ahead and make this build out of the center position. Now I know for sure that we're going to be able to make all of these builds out of different positions, and when it comes down to it, there are multiple ways that you can go about it. I'm just saying right now what I'm bringing to y'all here is definitely going to be the best way possible to go about any of these builds. So as you can see for the first one, I did go with the height of 6'9", 217 for the weight with a 7'7" wingspan. Now, when it comes down to the badge count, I ended up going with a total of 25 finishing badges, 23 shooting. Then once we go ahead and get into the playmaking, that's going to be around 17. But remember, that is just all based off of my own preference. Once we go ahead and get into the defensive end, however, really going to hold its own, a total of 24 badges here. And remember, if you do feel like going about any of these builds a different way from what I'm showing y'all, you are definitely able to do that. But I'm telling you, the way that I'm bringing them is very specific. So if you do go ahead and try to change any of the attributes, you do risk changing the build name. Now let's go ahead and take it a step further. So once we go ahead and check out which badges that we're going to be able to use on this build, very solid all around in my opinion. Now, just know, once you add your takeover to these builds, and also include the fact that we're going to be able to do a lot of different things, not only when it comes down to the playmaking end, but once it comes down to the defensive and all around for the offensive. Now, once we go ahead and take a quick look at the defensive end, I'm really excited about the badges that we're going to be able to get on Hall of Fame. Very solid defensive build. Now let's go ahead and check out the takeovers. I decided to go with first the playmaking 2 break ankles and speed boost, but then pair it up with a sharpshooting takeover. Now keep in mind, as always, these are going to be the builds that you guys are preferably going to be using. So whenever it comes down to the selection of the takeover, just base it off of which one you feel like is going to put you in the best area and the way to have success with these builds. So if you feel like changing them, go ahead and do so, but something that I would highly recommend, consider double lockdown takeover or rim protecting. And the best thing about it is that we're able to change the takeovers at ease. Let's go ahead and see the build name, and as y'all can see together, we have created the skilled defensive anchor. Now, from here on out, the builds are only going to continue to get even more better as well as rare. So just know, if you are still watching, I truly appreciate y'all with all of my heart. Let's go ahead and check out the second build name, and as y'all can see, a rare post scoring build being the 2-way post playmaker with a shot creating takeover, which means we're going to be able to break ankles as a 6'8" big man. Now, I would consider some of these builds that are going to be 6'8", the threshold of how much lower you can go to when it comes down to making a big. I would not go with a 6'7" and call a build a big, but anything up and higher than 6'8" is going to be perfect in my opinion. However, if you are still here watching, man, just go ahead and let me know in the comment section, what did y'all think of that first build? I would truly appreciate it, man. But if you are still here watching, we're about to be more than halfway through this video, and some of y'all have not yet hit that like button. So let's go ahead and get 50 likes on this video. Be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Now, when it comes down to making this build, we're going to make it out of the power forward position. As for the height, I'm really enjoying 6'8" with a 280 weight for that. Then, once it comes down to the wingspan, I'm going to go with 7'6", very solid compared to the previous build, but let's go ahead and check out what's going to make this one different. So as for the setup, just remember, if you do see something that you want to go differently about, you are more than welcome to make any change, basing them off of how you feel like is going to make you comfortable and put you in the best way for success. Now, I always say that because these builds should really be based off of what you feel like is going to be best for your playstyle. Not only that, but once you go ahead and really consider what takeovers you're going to add on to these builds as well. Now, for my liking, I'm going to go with a close shot of 80. As for the driving layup, I like 82 with a 92 driving dunk, and that's going to bring us up to a total of 21 finishing badges. Now for the shooting, we're also going to be able to get some pretty solid numbers here. Max out the midi and the three-pointer, bring up the free throw to a 68, and that's going to give us a total of 23 badges. As for the playmaking, I'm going to max out the ball handle and speed with ball. Then from there, pair it up with a 86 pass accuracy, and that's going to give us a total of 21 badges in this area. Now for the defensive end, we definitely got to go ahead and make sure this is a balanced area of the build, so I'm going to go ahead and make this to where we get 31 badges. As for the physicals, I'm maxing out my speed. Acceleration can go to a 63. As for the strength, I'm comfortable with 80. Same thing is going to apply for the vertical and stamina. And just know, if you do want to get extra stamina on this build, all you have to do is lower any area of this build, basing it off of your own preference, and then throw the extra attributes into your stamina. Now, I'm feeling like the numbers here are pretty solid, especially when you consider that for each of these builds, we have the potential to get 10 extra badges. Now, for the takeovers, I said earlier, we do get the shot creating, then we get the sharpshooting, playmaking, and the rim protecting. So whichever one you decide to go with, just make sure that you're picking solely based off of what you feel like is going to add to your playstyle. For me, I like to go with ankle breaking shots just so that way I could break ankles. And then for the second takeover, I like to help out and add even more to my defensive end. So I'm going to go with paint intimidation. And as y'all can see, together we have created the two-way post playmaker build, which in my opinion is easily one of the best all-around broken builds this year. Now let's go ahead and get into the third and final build today, the speed boosting playmaking paint beast build with the height of 6'8", 280 for the weight, and we also are getting the sharpshooting takeover. So if you did decide to stick through and make it to this far into the video, man, I really appreciate everybody who is here right now. So man, if you can, go ahead and hit that like button. That is really gonna help me out going to get this video to the recommended pages. So if you can do that, I would truly appreciate it. It is definitely gonna help me out growing the Rich Gang family. And man, if you haven't, be sure to go ahead and hit that sub button if you're new, man. I want to go ahead and just grow this family as much as we possibly can. Now, let's go ahead and get into the making of the final build. We're going to go ahead and put this one under the power forward position. Then, once it comes down to what we're going to be looking like for our physicals, this is easily, in my opinion, the main essential part of this build, which gives it that build name, the Playmaking Paint Beast. So I'm going to go with the height of 6'8". When it comes down to the weight, I like 280, and then for the wingspan, I'm going to go with 7'6", y'all. Now, for the body shape, I would highly recommend going with built, but if you want to go with anything else, go ahead and base it off of what you feel like you're going to do best with. Now, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the actual stats, but when it comes down to adding them on, just be sure to follow along with exactly how I'm bringing y'all this build. I'm going to go with a close shot of 86. As for the driving layup, I'm going to go with an 82, 92 driving dunk, and that is what's going to allow us to get the potential to get the elite contact dunks. Now for the shooting, I'm going to go with an 82 midi, 77 for the three-pointer. Then I definitely want to go ahead and bring up my free throw just to where I'm going to be able to hit consistently in any game mode. That's going to bring us up to a total of 23 badges. Then for the playmaking, go with an 86 pass accuracy, 78 ball handle, and a 62 speed with ball. We're going to be able to get 21 badges here. And then finally, we got the rest left over for our physicals and defensive end. So just off rip, as you can see, The interior and perimeter defense are very solid. Imagine what this build is going to be looking like in Takeover, as well as with boosts, the correct badges and teammates that will be running Floor General and Defensive Leader. In my opinion, this is going to be a very broken build, but as you can see, the badge count is going to be 32 for the defensive end alone. Right here for the physicals, I'm going to go with the 68 speed, 61 acceleration, strength is going to go up to an 80, vertical, same exact thing for the contact dunks, as well as with the stamina being the same exact thing. Now, consider 10 extra badges on this build, and then you're going to really see what this build is going to be capable of. So we got the sharpshooting, playmaking, the speed boost. Then, even to make the defensive end better, we get both the rim protecting and glass cleaning takeover. I'm going to leave this up to y'all, but man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, turn on post notifications, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to leave a comment down below which of the 3 builds are your favorite. Now, let's go ahead and check out the build name, and as y'all can see, we have made the Playmaking Paint Beast. I love y'all, I thank y'all, and with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank God, and Rich out.